Okay guys, so in my previous video with the MSA 220, I said that you could use this machine with the adapter on your backpack battery. So we have the AR2000 backpack battery here, and we have my trusty assistant, Mr. or Mrs. Mannequin. Not gonna lie, we had a little bit of a fallout, put the jacket on. His arm fell off, but we won't worry about that for now. So it's going to be my assistant for this video. I think I've got quite a good little setup here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this saw on this stand, because I think this is a brilliant setup. So you can leave the battery saw here. It's not having to tick over like it normally do. I've got a nice big pile of wood here. So what I'm going to do is run through it and see how much wood we can cut with this battery. We'll see if we can get through this whole heap. If we do get through this whole heap, we'll have a look on the battery backpack and see how much battery level we've got left. But let's get the ripping. Cheers. Now, one thing I will say is with this unit running off of the backpack battery, it's not getting the same amount of power as it would be off the AP300S battery. So it's slightly underpowered compared to what it normally will be. What do you think, Mr. Mannequin? Or Mrs. Mannequin? Let's call it, I'm going to call it Bob. Although it has... anyway, we'll come back to that. I'll move the camera around so you can come and have a look a bit closer. Always safety first. Now, I'll explain just while I'm moving this log. I'm not applying too much pressure. I'm just making sure that the saw maintains its chain speed. That way it's getting plenty of oil as it's cutting. No point pushing too hard. There's no rush. Again, this is Fraxinus Excelsior we're cutting here, a nice bit of ash, so it is a hardwood, albeit fresh wood. Right, let's do one more cut. Now, having run this quite a bit with this backpack battery, which is still going by the way, I've noticed that you do feel that lack of power not having that AP300S battery. But one thing I will say, if you're running through smaller stuff like this, absolutely fine. Just rip through it. Okay, can we get a big round of applause for Mannequin? Done a fantastic job. Now, I will say, I don't advise you try this at home, although I have made sure that it's very stable, it can't fall over, the cable was a safe distance away from everything, and I'm not so sure that everybody would have a mannequin lying around. My boss just so happens to be in fashion and retail, so we got a shed full of them. So I think it's done a fantastic job. But what I'm going to do now, quickly, because we've exceeded the capacity of this little sawhorse here. Now you'll probably be able to understand why the arm fell off. Go on, mannequin, give me my backpack back. Now, I might have to make some adjustments because mannequin's a lot skinnier than I am. So, let's just swing this on. Now, I've got a log on the floor and a log on the horse. So I'm just going to see what it's like from an operator's perspective to use a chainsaw with a backpack battery. Again, that's a bit embarrassing, not skinny enough. Right, we're on. Cable that's strapped out the way, nothing dangling, everything's safe. Right, let's put some gloves on. That's in there. Right. I must say it does feel very odd wearing a backpack battery when going to use a chainsaw. Something totally new for me. So we'll just release this, nice and simple, like so. Make sure the cable's nicely out of the way. Right, let's give this a go, see how it goes. I was getting in the zone there. Last couple of cuts on this log, and we'll see how much battery we've got left. Right, let's keep on cutting. Right, so that's it, and it's getting dark, so that's great. So it's cut through that entire pile. I have to be honest, I did not think it was going to cut through that entire pile. Right, let's get this thing off and let's have a look and see how much battery we've got left in the unit, if I can find my clips. Let's have a look. I don't know if you'll be able to see on the camera there. Hopefully you will. Oh, so we're flashing on the last light, so that was right on the edge of the battery then. Let's see if you can see. I'll tell you what, before I show you the pile that we've got, a quick summary while it's dark. If you've got a sawhorse and there's two of you and you're running through reasonable sized wood, this is quite big timber to be running through anyway. If you're running through, you know, smaller sized wood, or even up to, I don't know, 6 inches, 9 inches, there's two of you, so you can have a friend feeding the timber to you and you're just stood here sawing it with the backpack battery. Brilliant. But that would work with the 200, I'm sure. But with this MSA 220C, to get the most of it, you really do need that AP300S battery. I can't stress that enough. So I personally will not be using this with that. I will be using the AP300S. Makes a change from the people that have been walking past on the footpath and laughing at me and giving me funny looks. Right then, let's just show you the timber quickly. Let's see if we can keep this all in one shot because it's getting dark. Bringing you down on the tripod. So we've got all of this here. And again, this is ash, Fraxinus Excelsior. So it's a hardwood, and I think for a battery's worth of timber, that's quite a heap. So although that was an impressive amount of wood cut today, what I'd like to do as my next experiment is run 3 AP300S batteries. I'd like to do this because that battery I was running today is a 916 watt hour battery, which was giving the saw 1.2 kilowatts. I'd like to run 3 AP300S batteries at 281 watt hours each, which would give the saw its full 2.1 kilowatt capacity, just to see how much timber that produced. I think that'd be a great experiment. So that'll be my next video, I think. Right then, I hope you found Mannequin funny. It was supposed to be funny, just a bit of an experiment. I will put its arm back on. Thank you so much for watching again. Or should I be on an angle like that? I don't know quite what's happened to the tripod. So thank you very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. See you in the next episode. Cheers, guys. Your services are required again. No, 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 no. Don't get carried away. Step.